it's Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is another client's reading. It's the love reading. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I was like picking up bags and putting them downstairs. The question will be, what will happen between me and my partner? So, I'm going to be working with the Waite Tarot and the color deck. Looking to see what is going to happen. I'm assuming this is going to be like a future reading. What will happen with your relationship? Just keep in mind that anything that comes through as a future tense can change. That nothing is set in stone. So we have the Seven of Wands, the Hierophant, the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Wands, High Priestess, the Fool, and the Empress. Wow, so triple major arcanas there. Okay, so your relationship at the core, I'm seeing the Seven of Wands with the Hierophant card. The Seven of Wands is telling me that your relationship has definitely had some struggles, most likely in this recent present time, where the two of you kind of feel like you're battling a lot of maybe more negative or not so happy moments left and right. There's a lot of obstacles. This could be people that are challenging your relationship. This could be you know, little petty arguments, that kind of thing. You have a lot of wands in your reading, which is telling me there's a lot of passion between the two of you. There's a lot of fiery vibes. Your relationship is mutual attraction. So I do feel like the two of you are very heavily attracted physically to one another. You definitely have that element going on. But the wand suits can also be too passionate of people. So when you guys argue, you really argue, you know, you have very passionate conversations and arguments and that kind of thing. Like that's what I'm seeing there. So in the present, I feel like you guys are definitely meeting some obstacles that you're kind of trying to get through. One of them being with the challenge card coming up as the Hierophant. One of you is wanting to take the next step in the relationship, where the other one is kind of dragging their feet. I feel like that the Hierophant card coming up is saying maybe one of you is talking about marriage or talking about the forever aspect of your relationship, like, you know, really questioning to see if the two of you are a good match to be together forever, moving in with one another or getting married, that kind of thing. Really making this relationship a complete settle it. But I feel like one of you is ready and the other person is not so much. The other person is kind of dragging their feet. They're not really sure. I don't know if it's you or them, but that's what I'm seeing there. So then we have over here, we have the Queen of Cups, which I feel like is a mama figure that is kind of putting her 2 cents in the relationship a lot, because I feel like her facing your guys' core relationship here. I feel like the Queen of Swords is definitely indicating a mother figure or a woman who is having too much of an opinion on your connection, okay? And this person doesn't have to be someone negative. It doesn't have to be a negative attention, but when we're talking about obstacles and influences that could also be people, she could very well be one of them, you know? She could be not so much for the idea of the two of you getting married, or maybe, you know, she's pushing that, you know, it could be different things, but I do feel like she's putting in a lot of her 2 cents, and sometimes it's a bit much. Like sometimes it's a bit much for the two of you. You don't really want to hear it. As far as the relationship as a whole with the action aspect, the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands is telling me that there is a lot of struggle taking place and about to happen in the future. And it really matters with what you choose to do with that, okay? What do you choose to do to get yourselves through these hardships with your relationship? How are you guys going to make this work? That kind of thing. The 8 of Wands is telling me to go through with it. Force yourselves forward, okay? Don't allow yourselves to delay what you want because of struggles or people or opinions and that kind of thing. So I'm really reading it as if you guys want to move forward with your relationship, then very well do it. Don't listen to the outside influences of other people who may have, you know, a thing or two to say about that. It's your life, it's your relationship, that kind of thing. But there has to be continuous activity taking place. Like your relationship has to constantly be flowing. I feel like with that 8 of Wands, it's an indication of you guys constantly have to keep moving to be able to grow. If you guys allow yourself to let these obstacles get the better of you, your relationship is going to suffer. It's not going to move. So if there's no movement, there's no talks about the future, you guys are just kind of stayed put and you're not really like doing anything to grow, then yes, I do see struggle taking place. I feel like that's going to be one of the things that would potentially harm your bond. So as long as you guys are willing to kind of make things work, to keep a flow going, to constantly be moving forward with your relationship, then yes, things are going to be fine. But if you don't, and if you stop, then there's going to be some hardships there. The High Priestess coming up with the advice card is my indication that you need to really listen to your intuition on this. Your sixth sense about your relationship. Also opening up communication, because I feel like sometimes you or that person may feel like they're left in the gray area, because I always see like the High Priestess in between the black and white. And so I feel like you or the other person feels like you're left out. You're left in the gray zone where you're not really sure what's going on. Lack of communication, you know, lack of contact there that will happen. You know, that's part of what happens. So I do feel like to minimize that would call for just letting them know what's going on. Being clear and open with what's going on in your mind. Don't leave them out, you know, don't leave them in the gray area, you know, make sure you fill them in on what's going on in your heart. Always communicate. The Fool card is telling me lots of movement. So again, with the 8 of Wands and the Fool card coming up, I do feel like your relationship is destined to move forward, but if you're not ready, or that person isn't ready and there's a delay, it could be that one cherry on top that will just turn everything around, you know. Maybe you're looking for a way to figure out, is this relationship meant to be, you know? And if this person continues to not want to move forward with you, then that could be an indication with you that this is not the right time for your relationship, that kind of thing. I know it's a little tricky to say, but I do feel like I see growth. So I do feel like you guys have the potential to grow, but you both have to want it. The Empress card, again, another mother energy. So I feel like either you or that person relies a lot with family for advice. This could be, you know, maybe a significant other who is like a mama's boy, that kind of thing. That's kind of like the feeling I'm getting. Where they'll go run to mom rather than, you know, trusting in you, and that those are elements that have to change if you guys are going to become serious and move in with one another and get married or whatever, start your own family. The whole aspect of mothers, you know, it's nice to have your mom around for advice, but sometimes you have to go to each other. You know, you don't open your secret relationship or your private relationship, your private issues and your conversations to the whole world to have an opinion on, you know. Sometimes it's better not to get the parents involved. So let's see what the Fear card is coming up for you. It's the card at the bottom of the deck. So we have the 3 of Swords. You definitely are fearing that your relationship will be pretty much falling apart. I feel like this person that you're dating is definitely influenced by their mother, or, you know, a strong female in their life. Maybe they're not ready to move on. That could be them being blocked, you know. And definitely I feel like, you know, you just need that one last disappointment before you just say, you know what, enough's enough and I'm done. So I do feel like if you are noticing that your relationship is not progressing because this person is afraid to, or they're not ready, or they're allowing their mother or someone to influence the relationship, that would be an indication that this isn't a good match for you. So let's see what the color cards say. I like to pull color cards as advice cards. Playful approach. So the first card, playful approach, is an advice for you that when you do approach your lover about this situation, about any topics of moving forward, don't do it in a manner where you're like giving them a ultimatum, because that kind of energy is going to shut them off. So when you approach them, this should be in a loving, fun, open conversation where they are allowed to express their feelings and they're allowed to express their objections, and you're not going to jump all over them for that. Okay? Turn your charm on. So I love it. You got another pink card. So I feel like this is falling in love all over again. Okay? Maybe the two of you lost that sense of romance because you guys have been worrying so much of the future. You know, sometimes when you're future oriented and you're just thinking about what you want to have happen, you forget to enjoy what you have right now in the present. So I feel like turning the charm on is kind of like finding those little things that make you fall in love all over again, and stop worrying and obsessing over the future. And then we have confidence in a beautiful bright red. So confidence is also have confidence in yourself, but also confidence in love. I love that that the cards are very pinky and red, pretty much like the color of love. It's actually really funny that that happens because we're reading about love. So I do feel like confidence in yourself, have confidence in you, have confidence in your lover, and have confidence in your relationship that things are going to work out. Simple conversations can change everything, but it's all in the way that you approach them. If you're going to be doing it in a way where they're going to feel like you're giving them an ultimatum, they're going to shut off to it. You guys definitely have potential to grow in your future, but you both have to be on the same page, and it shouldn't be one person pushing and pulling the other one. It should be the two of you mutually making this decision together. So I really want to tap into the energy of that female that's kind of popping up in the reading. I want to see what's going on there. So I'm going to pull some cards about that since we have time. Definitely see the pattern there with the 10 of Wands popping up. I feel like this isn't a personal threat from this person. I feel like this is their wanting to rebuild their relationship with their son or their, their daughter, depending on, who this person is. The 10 of Wands, obviously, this is the situation that we were just reading about. Okay, so this is the block that this person is experiencing, whether it's you or your significant other. The block that they are experiencing in the relationship. They feel like they can't move forward because they are being challenged by somebody or something in their feeling, or someone in their life that is kind of putting pressure on them. And it could be pressure from both you and this mother figure too, by the way. The 3 of Pentacles as a cross is telling me that this person definitely wants to rebuild, because we're reading about the mother figure, by the way. So the Star card coming up mixed with the 3 of Pentacles is telling me that this mother figure wants to rebuild their relationship with this person. So if it's with you or if it's with your lover. So perhaps the mother-son, mother-daughter relationship was not a very good one in the past. And now that they see that, you know, their son or daughter is ready to move on, they don't want to lose that bond. They don't want to lose that connection. Maybe they don't want to see their son or daughter making the same mistake they did. You know, it could be a lot of different things, but I do feel like that Three of Pentacles matched with the Star is kind of like seeking healing and forgiveness and being able to bond and mend things that were once broken. We have patience, ground, speak your truth. Beautiful cards. So this individual, whoever it is, whether it's you or your lover who's dealing with the mother figure, or, you know, this person, lots of blues and grounding cards coming up. This person needs to focus on grounding themselves and being sure with what they want out of life. This doesn't mean asking you or you asking that person what they want out of life, or going to the mother and asking what they should do. This is them seeking with themselves. So if this is you that's struggling, you are supposed to ask yourself, what do I want out of my life? Or if this is your significant other, they should be asking themselves, what do I really want out of life? Without having to worry about what you want or what their parents want, that kind of thing. I feel like they're stretching themselves thin, trying to make other people happy. Patience is like, I feel like patience is a message for you to have patience with the growth of this relationship. Sometimes people are not ready to make big decisions when you are, or vice versa. But having patience that things will pan out as they're meant to, especially once things get grounded and everything's stable, then you'll start seeing stuff fall through, and fall through in a good way. And then speak your truth. Whoever this is that I'm reading for, that's dealing with the block. Speaking your truth is speaking up for yourself, but also addressing your own personal feelings. What do you want out of this relationship? You know, regardless of what other people want for you or what other people want out of the relationship, what do you really want? I think it just stems down to, you know, having to be honest with yourself. And the fear of letting other people down, sure, but you don't want to get yourself stuck in a relationship that if you really don't feel part of it, if you don't feel like it's a good thing, why do that to yourself? So really sit and ask yourself, what do I really want? Okay, so I wanted to pull one last card, but we got the King of Wands and the Three of Cups. So if your significant other is coming up as a King of Wands energy, and the Three of Cups, I feel like this is the need to find passion. This is the need to kind of really, you know, go back to the time of your relationship when things were fun and new. Bring that energy back into the flow, okay? That's my advice to you. I feel like you need to stop looking into the future so much. Don't put so much pressure on each other. Allow things to kind of go as they're meant to. And to silence outside influences that are trying to, you know, get into or meddle into the relationship, if there are any. Logic. Less logic, more intuition. Those are polar opposites, so I'm really feeling like maybe one of you guys are like opposite signs. One of you is a fire energy, the other one's water. So one of you is saying logic, the other one is saying no logic, intuition. I feel like this is a definite indication that the two of you guys are kind of opposites, and you're bringing opposite energy into this relationship. So I feel like a really big important piece here is making sure you guys are on the same page and emotionally connect, okay? One of you is thinking from the mind where the other one is thinking more from your intuition or your heart. So that's funny. I feel like you guys need to find a happy medium. A happy medium where you guys can just be yourselves and express yourselves, but also accept one another's feelings. Don't put so much pressure on each other, okay? So this concludes your love reading. Thank you so much for purchasing this reading with me. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Anyone who's watching, this is the one question love reading. It's available in my shop. Check the link in the description box, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.